You should. I will come over. I have a what's called a general abonnement. I can travel Switzerland and come to see you.
Yeah.
I went to the Zurich temple on Ramnomi, and it was there was a queue and a half. So I was at the end of the queue, and we had some prasadam, but you could see as the service wanted to give out, there's still people behind coming through, but it was great just to wait in line. So I was just
Never cheat for prasad. Wait your turn, and you'll get what you deserve.
yeah.
And sometimes you get everything, sometimes you don't. It doesn't matter. It's prasad.
Yeah.
This is what we
Yep.
were reading from the other day at a program in Swindon on Sunday.
All right.
Ramayana by Bhakti Vikas Swami. Okay, so let's start off with the prayer. I'm trying to remember the melody. Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Hey. Jai Prakash?
Krishna, 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 Rakshamam.
Shamarani.
Rama Raghava, Rama
No,
Raghava.
you're on Pahimam, you are.
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Pahima.
Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Pahimam.
Doesn't matter. Go on, Alex. Rama Raghava.
Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshaman.
Right, so the melody is like this. Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Rakshaman.
the one that Shamarani should have done. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Pahimam. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshamam.
Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Pahimam.
Very nice. So we'll get that melody. To get that melody set up for you. We had one video in the 1980s about Lord Chaitanya. I think it was called the Benediction Moon. And we devotees were singing this melody. Krishna, 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 for when Lord Chaitanya was traveling in South India. Very, very nice. Okay, so let's continue with the story. Go ahead, Jai.
You are on mute, Prabhu.
Thank you. Uddhava minutely studied the transcendental abnormal conditions of the gopis in the separation from Krishna. And he thought it's wise to repeat again and again all the pastimes they had enjoyed with him. Materialistic persons are always burning in a blazing fire of material miseries. The gopis were burning in transcendental blazing fire due to separation from Krishna. The blazing fire exasperating the gopis, however, is different from the fire of the material world. The gopis constantly wanted the association of Krishna, whereas materialistic persons constantly want the advantage of material comforts.
Okay, Shamarani.
It is stated by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur that Krishna saved the cowherd boys from the blazing forest fire within a second, while their eyes were closed. Similarly, Uddhava advised the gopis that they could be saved from the fire of separation by closing their eyes and meditating on the activities of Krishna from the very beginning of their association with him. From the outside, the gopis could visualize all the pastimes of Krishna by hearing the descriptions of Uddhava, and from within they could remember those pastimes. From the instruction of Uddhava, The gopis could understand that Krishna was not separate from them, as they were constantly thinking of Krishna. Krishna was also thinking of them constantly at Mathura.
Alex, go ahead.
Uddhava's message and instructions saved the gopis from immediate death, and the gopis acknowledged the benediction from Uddhava. Uddhava practically acted as the preceptor, spiritual master of the gopis, and in return they worshipped him as they would worship Krishna. It is recommended in an authoritative scriptures that the spiritual master be worshipped on a level of the supreme personality of Godhead because of being his very confidential servitor. And it is accepted by greater authorities that the spiritual master is the eternal manifestation of Krishna. The gopis were relieved from their transcendental burning condition by realizing that Krishna was with them. Internally, they remembered his association within their hearts, and externally, Uddhava helped them associate with Krishna by his conclusive instructions.
So Uddhava was saving their life, actually. It's true. Because they were burning from within. The separation, even in this world, it's experienced by people who are very attached to each other, that they can't be separated. The epitome, the classic story is Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou? So the Krishna and Radha and the gopis, this is a reflection of this intense love between Krishna and Radha means her friends, the gopis. And because they weren't envious of each other, they could all love Krishna equally. And Krishna, being the Purusha, is capable of loving all living beings on different levels. So what are the 5 different levels of love within the spiritual and material worlds? Go on, Shamarani. I know you can say it.
I know one of them. I'm trying to think, Prabhupada. I think there's definitely a conjugal love, isn't it? The Radharani.
Yes, there's conjugal love, which is that Madhurya Rasa, which is what everyone sings about in this world. Unfortunately, as we've said many times, when people love each other in this world, it very quickly fades. As we all experience. Unless somebody here is very, very lucky and they're madly in love with their husband or wife or their somebody else. It happens. And the way the love is...
The kids.
That's different. It's a different rasa. We're talking about Madhurya.
Okay.
So it's a completely different rasa with the Vatsalya. That's another one of the relationships. So, but with Madhurya, what keeps it alive, what keeps the love fresh is the separation. So whatever's going on here is a perverted reflection of the reality. The reality is here displayed by Krishna and Radha and the different gopis is that this separation, which we call vipralamba, the separation of love, when you're separated from your beloved, then your love increases. As the old cliche goes,
Distance makes the love stronger.
As the old cliche goes,
Distance makes the love stronger.
yes, absence makes the love
Oh yeah, that's it.
grow fonder.
Fonder, that's it.
You must know. You must have heard this.
Yes.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Fonder.
Yeah, even your spouse is away for some time. Then when you come meet up, there's a feeling rejuvenated affection is there. You see. I've experienced this many times. Many times I've experienced that because it's the way I kept a marriage going for many years myself, was to go away and then come back, and then even though we couldn't stand the sight of each other, we hated it, we didn't like each other at all. Somehow or another, when I came back after working for some time, you felt a little bit of freshness there for about 5 minutes or 10 minutes, something like that. But it was enough to keep things going. I've experienced it myself to the extreme. To the extreme. Krishna gave me that experience in this life by arrangement. So this is Madhurya Bhava. It's where you're separated there's always the threat. There's always the threat of separation, and that keeps you on your toes. Is that like sometimes a spouse may say, "Hu maru baap ni gari jauchu." As I've said in a play many times, "Hu maru baap ni gari jauchu." I'm going home to my father. So there's a threat of I'll behave better. I'll pull my socks up, etc., etc. We try to make improvements. So this is all what goes on here is a reflection of the reality. But in Krishna Leela, all the relations, all these rasas are perfect. They're perfect relationship, very fulfilling relations with Krishna. So what's another one? We covered Madhurya. We've hinted on the children, which Alex mentioned.
Was it Sakyaras?
No, it begins with a V. Vatsa.
Vatsalyaras.
Vatsa is a name for a calf as well. So Vatsalya is the relationship where you love your parents or you love your children. It's parental affection between the children and parents and children. So that's Vatsalya. And that was experienced by Yashoda Mai and Nanda Baba. They loved Krishna, though they weren't Krishna's parents. They were foster parents of Krishna. Their love was very strong. Devaki, Vasudev loved Krishna very much as parents. Krishna loved his children, Pradyumna, Samba, and many children he had in Dwarka. So Krishna had that affectionate relationship with his children as well. Another relationship is Sakya. Who knows what Sakya is? Which is my initiated name is Sakyaras.
Friends?
It's friendship. And who is famous as Krishna's Sakha?
Sudama?
Sudama, very famous, yes. Krishna Sakha, Sudama Vipra. And another one? Well, you will kick yourself.
Uddhava.
Uddhava, yes. He was very, very close. In fact, Uddhava resembled Krishna so much, it's mentioned here in this chapter or previous chapter, that when the gopis saw Uddhava from a distance, they thought it was Krishna. But Uddhava very much looked similar to Krishna. And he had what we call Sarupya Mukti. He had a form very similar to the Lord's. This is called Sarupya. There's two types of Sarupya. We've talked about it earlier. One is in Vaikuntha as a Vishnu Murti, and another one is in terms of looking like the Lord, similar like Uddhava. He had Sarupya. Okay, if you remember, we've discussed it, we read it some weeks ago. So Sakya, another very famous friend of Krishna. I mean, he's probably the most famous friend. And where's Shamarani gone? Hey, Shamarani, come back for this one. Put the kettle back on. Put that kettle down. All right. Anyone can guess who it may be? Uar. Uar. Arjuna.
Arjuna.
Jai? Did the penny drop, Jai?
Yeah.
Who is it? Arjuna!
Arjuna, yeah.
Arjuna. So I was just speaking with the devotee down there in Crawley. They told me in Brighton to give this devotee a call. What was his name? What's the name of the devotee in charge there in Crawley?
Shyam Govindadas?
Yes, yeah, I spoke to him. I called him. He was doing a wedding or something.
Yeah.
He must be doing weddings there. But I spoke to him, and they're thinking of arranging a concert for Mangalananda in Crawley at the Bhakti Yoga Center.
I did pass on your details to him. So
Yeah, okay. Well, they told me in Brighton that they would come up from Brighton to Crawley because there's a bigger hall. So
yeah.
they're considering putting him in there. And I think I've got Crawley down for I put a date in. I put a date on the Facebook for it, for Crawley. Just let you know so that you're in the know that I'm organizing it and you don't know what's going on, and I'm the organizer, and you'd be thinking, well, why didn't Sakya tell me? He's the guy that's putting the whole thing together. Let's have a look at Crawley. Crawley, July the 8th, Friday. So we're looking at Friday, July the 8th for Crawley, potentially. It could be the 9th. When do they have programs down there?
We normally have programs on a Sunday.
On a Sunday. Now Soho Street has grabbed the Sunday. Soho Street took the Sunday. So they may have to set up a special event for this one in Crawley. We're working on it anyway. Sunday the 10th has already been taken by Soho Street. Yeah. All right, just for you to know.
Yeah, thank you.
So that I'm not keeping you in the dark there. So Arjuna, Jigna is here. Hare Krishna, Jigna. Jigna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry.
Is your dad coming? Ramesh Bhai?
I'm not sure. I think he might be going out somewhere, but he said he was joining.
I'll tell him we're asking for him, yeah?
Okay, I will tell him.
We're trying to remember the lady's name now in East London, down there in Ilford or Gants Hill or Romford. I can't remember exactly where she lives. Hackney. We met her at the school in Hackney. She brought me the Bakris. And I can't remember her name. She hasn't been for quite a while. I'm just trying to remember her name. What was her name? We called her Bakri Ben. The Bakri Yoga lady. Nobody remembers her name?
No, Bakri Yoga. No, but I know exactly who you mean, but yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised nobody remembers her name. Oh dear, I can't remember for the life of me. I've gone through the alphabet a dozen times. I just can't remember her name. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah, I'm going through it. Can't remember her name. Chandrika? No, not Chandrika.
Yeah. Something Ben Chandra.
I know it's a Ben. Anyway, if you remember the name, try to let me know because I've got it on my phone somewhere. Just because I want to know what's happened to her, if she's okay, what's going on. So Arjuna is famous as
Archana, was it Archana Mataji?
it's Archana. Hooray! Shamarani ki jai, Shamarani ki jai. Okay, thank you very much for that. Archana. Fantastic. Let's have a look. Hang on. Archana. Archana. Because I had her number. Yeah, of course, Archana. I had her number because of the school, you see. Archana. Hey, I haven't got a number. Does anyone have a number?
It should be in a Krishna book, Prabhu. In a Krishna book group. I'll send you.
Okay, please do. Yeah, because I thought I had a number. There we are. I am going. Hang on. Bakri. I know what I may have done.
You named as Bakri Ben.
Exactly.
I probably got it down as the Bakri Wali. There she is. Bakri Ben. No, I haven't got a number. No.
I'll send you, Prabhu.
Okay, so Arjuna, Krishna's friend, Sakha, and in that rasa, the rasa with Sakya rasa is playful. It's Krishna is playful. Arjuna was playful with Krishna, and they went on many adventures together. And of course, in the end, when Krishna offered to be his sarti, he was driving for him, and Krishna wouldn't fight in the war. He had made a promise that he won't fight, but his Narayanas, his army called the Narayanas, they will fight. On Duryodhana took the army, Krishna's army, and Arjuna then, of course, was having Krishna there, and their relationship was, Sakha is friendship. Friendship is with adventure. You have different features to each relationship, you see. And within Sakya is adventure, laughter, jokes, pranks. Any pranksters here? Hey, Ramesh Bhai, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Bhai, Hare Krishna. Tame kem cho aaj?
Hare Krishna. Bas, fine.
Su samachar che Bhai?
Bas, nothing new.
Nothing new. Hey, Krishna's
Yeah.
always new. Krishna's always new.
Only new, only new, just you.
And yeah, we're talking about Arjuna, different Sakha. Krishna's relationship with is like friendly, with adventure, excitement. This is the feature in the Sakya Ras: playfulness, pranking, joking, playing tricks on each other. We know the cowherd boys would steal each other's lunch boxes, and they would play jokes, and they would push someone over someone would kneel down, they would push them over them, and tumble. That's the Sakya. And then the other relationship, we've covered 3. Come on, there's another 2. All right, Dasya. So you have devotees like Raktak and various servants of Krishna. The famous one who was peeling a banana and throwing the banana away and giving the banana skin to Krishna.
Oh,
Vishalaksha. And Krishna's chariot driver, Daruka. Krishna's part is Sarti. Krishna's Sarti is Daruka. So these are all Dasya Bhav. They're all in Dasya, servitor of Krishna, humble servant. And they don't want to be equal to Krishna. When you're Sakya, when you're Sakha, you're equal, you see. There's a sama relationship is there, you're equal. In Dasya, you never feel equal to the person. You're always below them. You're subservient. And that's the relationship. And many living entities, many millions and trillions, unlimited living entities, as Krishna can expand himself, just like in Rasa dance, he expanded his form into what we call Svangsha. Svangsha form. Who knows what Svangsha is? Jigna, Svangsha.
No, I don't think so.
The Svangsha is when Krishna multiplies his own form. He multiplies himself exactly as he is. Multiple Krishnas. And by mystic yoga, he made each of the gopis, Radha and the different Sakis, he made them, each of them, think he was only dancing with them in that Rasa Leela. And Krishna can be with you and make you feel that he's only with you. Who would like that feeling, that Krishna's only with them? Yes, Ramesh Bhai, Krishna only with you, Che. Sure. Yeah, Jigna? Yes, please. So this is a special Svangsha. And then the final relationship is Shanta, where you're a cow, you're a peacock, you're in a lower form, could be, a kalpavriksha tree. You could be a haran or some type of a bird, could be parrot. And like Radharani has a parrot. And this is called Santaras, where you're just like in a neutral relationship. But who is Radharani's parrot when he came to this world? Who is the very, 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 one of the most famous people in the Srimad Bhagavatam?
Shukadev Ji Maharaj.
Shukadev Goswami is Radharani's parrot. So, when he was speaking the Srimad Bhagavatam, he had to be very careful not to say, "Oh, it's a pretty boy then." He had to be very careful. Who's a pretty boy then? So Shukadev Goswami is Radharani's parrot. He was speaking perfectly. And of course, in the spiritual world, Radharani can talk with the parrot, with Shukadev, and Shukadev the parrot is speaking conversation, not just repeating. So those are the 5 rasas we've covered there. Okay, that was very nice. So I'm not sure if Jigna knows. Jigna and Ramesh Bhai just came in. So let's go back to Jai Prakash, and you can carry on, and they can catch up with you there.
Okay. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is described in the scriptures as Atokshaja, which indicates that he is beyond the perception of all material senses. Although beyond the material senses, he is present in everyone's heart. At the same time, he is present everywhere by his all-pervasive feature Brahman. One can realize all 3 transcendental features of the absolute truth: Bhagwan, the personality of Godhead; Paramatma, the localized supersoul; and all-pervasive Brahman, simply by studying the condition of the gopis in their meeting with Uddhava, as described in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Right, this chapter is about 8th from the end of this. This paragraph is about the 8th from the end of the chapter. Just for you to know, Jigna and Ramesh. Okay, it's about 7th, 8th or 9th from the end. So, yes, carry on then, Shamarani. It is said.
It is said by Srinivasacharya that the six Goswamis were always merged in thought of the activities of the gopis. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has also recommended the gopis' method of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead as super excellent. Srila Sukadeva Goswami has also recommended that anyone who hears from the right source about the dealings of the gopis with Krishna and who follows the instructions who follows the instruction will be elevated to the topmost position of devotional service and be able to give up the lust of material enjoyment.
Okay. Jigna, did you catch up with that paragraph?
Yes.
Oh, very good. How about your dad? Ramesh Bhai? Yeah. Giving up the lust for material enjoyment. Look who turned up. I don't know how she's turned up.
I just see
But
that-
Bakri Ben is back.
Yeah.
Bakri Ben is back. Finally.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
We've all been thinking about you.
Haribo Mataji.
We're not
Hare
thinking about Krishna. We've forgotten Krishna. We're only thinking about you and your blessings. So we've been wondering where you've been for so long, and we were getting concerned. We were going to come down and pay you a visit. I've got to give you your Bakri tin back as well.
No worries, you can come anytime, Papaji. Yes, some Tuesday I couldn't really attend for different reason, and then I went to India for 3 weeks, and then I fall ill after come back. So I just
Oh,
wanted to join
all right. then.
definitely
So
today. Sorry about that.
it's all right. That's 2 months gone. That's 2 months gone there. Yeah. Anyway,
Whole 2 months gone, yeah.
well, we were talking about you, so we all only thing we can say is Chiranjeev.
Chiranjeev, yeah.
Chiranjeev, because we're all talking about you today. And I was going to give you a call. I haven't got your number, you see.
Oh,
So anyway, you can go to the chapter. Can you tell her the chapter, Shamarani?
So we are on the Mataji, we are on the chapters called delivery of the message of Krishna to the gopis.
I think it's 47.
was 47. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and we're about the 8th paragraph from the end. Okay, 7th or 8th paragraph from the end. Okay, and we were talking about the different rasas with Krishna. There are 5 rasas: Madhurya, Vatsalya, Sakya, Dasya, and Shantaras. And then we were given the examples of different famous personalities in each rasa as well. And sometimes people say, oh, I don't want to be a piece of grass. I don't want to be a piece of grass in Goloka Vrindavan. Well, I'll tell you now, being a piece of grass in Goloka Vrindavan is more ecstatic than being the king of this world. Dare I say it, is more ecstatic than being Donald Trump himself. I don't know where I get them from. Oh wait, Archana, have you found it? I'm going to ask Jigna now to start off with this point now. All the gopis were solaced. Okay, try to find, it's about the 7th paragraph from the end. All the gopis were solaced. Go ahead, Jigna.
All the gopis were solaced by the instructions of Uddhava, and they requested him to stay in Vrindavan for a few days more. Uddhava agreed to their proposal and stayed with them not only for a few days, but for a few months. He always kept them engaged in thinking of the transcendental message of Krishna and his pastimes, and the gopis felt as if they were experiencing direct association with Krishna. While Uddhava remained in Vrindavan, the inhabitants enjoyed his association. As they discussed the activities of Krishna, the days passed just like moments. Vrindavan's natural atmosphere, with the presence of the river Yamuna, its nice orchards of trees decorated with various fruits, Govardhan Hill, caves, blooming flowers, all combined to inspire Uddhava to narrate Krishna's pastimes. The inhabitants enjoyed Uddhava's association in the same way that they enjoyed the association of Krishna.
There we are. This is very, very nice. And this is a great example that association with a devotee, a pure devotee, is non-different from associating with Krishna. Okay? And there's the statement there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. There's also in the Srimad Bhagavatam the statement, Tulayenapi. But I've forgotten that. But in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's a famous statement, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Koi, Lava Matra Sadhu Sanghe, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. Sadhu Sangha, when you get association with a pure devotee, sadhu means pure devotee, then all perfection is achieved just by a moment's association. Lava matra. But the association with a pure devotee isn't just like an ordinary person. You feel like you're with Krishna. You feel different. And that's how Prabhupada had such a great effect on people. The young American boys and girls, they just didn't know, but there was something very special about this person. It wasn't just what he was saying. He was speaking some philosophy, and he was talking about spreading a big organization, making a big organization and spreading it around the world. But there was something about him that was very special. So this is the value. And the gopis were experiencing not only pure association of a liberated soul, but by his features, he looked like Krishna. Same kind of hairdo, the Krishna hairdo, curling locks of hair, tinged with bluish highlights, eyebrows that look like bows, beautiful lotus petal eyes. Oh my God, already we're finished. We've melted. The heart is melted. We haven't even got to his lips yet. Krishna's lips are very beautiful, and they're reddish like the
Bimba fruit.
The bimba fruit. Reddish like the bimba fruit. Idam te mukham bojam atyanta nilair vitam kuntalai snigdarakta ishtagopya. This is the 5th verse of the Damodar Ashtaka prayer. Rakta ishtagopya. Muhush chumbitam bimba rakta dharam me sadame manasya virastam kemanyai. Very nice. This Damodar Ashtaka describing Krishna's face, and his lips are reddish. He didn't need to go to Max Factor. He didn't need to go down Debenhams to Arden. What's her name? Some Arden lady, or what do they call them? They make Red Door. What's that one? My mum likes Red Door. I have to buy I have to buy Red Door for her. Buy something Arden. Do you know the one?
Elizabeth Arden.
Elizabeth Arden. There we are. And they make all the lipsticks, all the different types of lips. So your lips look very but Krishna, it doesn't need all that stuff. It's already there. Bang! With Krishna. So when we see Krishna, we can't help there's two things happen when you meet Krishna. Either you completely attracted and you completely intoxicated with him, or you become very envious. So our problem is we became envious of Krishna, all of us here. That's why we're here. We became envious of the Lord. We Krishna Bahirmukha, Kona Bhoga Vancha Tare. We've turned our face from Krishna because Bhoga Vancha, we want to be the enjoyer like Krishna.
Mhm.
So, but now we've become again attracted to Krishna. So this is the end. Once we become attracted to Krishna, that's the end of our material life. But you will find people, you'll meet them always. They can have a name like a Christian or a Muslim or a Hindu even, or whatever, or an atheist, or whatever name they want. But you show them Krishna, the same beautiful Krishna that we will see, and they'll call him the devil. Or they'll call him just an ordinary man or some other nasty name, you see, because they're billions and billions of miles from loving Krishna. So these souls, they will remain in the material world. Unless, what? Unless,
They chant the holy name.
no,
They-
no,
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 no.
no, they're not going to do that, are they?
What, by accident?
No, they're not going
By
to do
accident?
that one. Unless what? Come on, Jai. Unless they meet an accountant, for God's sake. Archana, come on, unless what? Jigna.
They get killed by. They,
Well, he's trying, unless they get the mercy of the Vaishnavas, the mercy of the devotee of Krishna.
Mm.
The devotee of Krishna is called Karuna Avatar, the Guru, or it could be just one of us. Prabhupada said once to the temple president at Bhaktivedanta Mana, how will we give the mercy of Krishna? How are we going to give? And Prabhupada said, you are the mercy. Get out. Get out of the office and go out there. And you be the mercy. You give them the mercy. So if they get the mercy of the Vaishnava by hearing the holy name from them, or giving prasadam, or giving some literature, Prabhupada said if someone just touches a book, even if they touch the book, they get Krishna's mercy. That's how powerful it is. So my habit on the street was, if I meet people, even if they weren't interested, I tap them on the shoulder with the book. I say, oh, well, never mind, next time. You see, never mind, next time, bang, you've got the book there. Or I'd say, well, look, it's the book, just take it. Oh, what is it? Oh, I'm not interested. You see, but they've got the book. Sometimes we would give out books, and we had surplus books, so we were giving them out to a lot of people for like 20p, for ridiculous money. And at the end of the day, we went round all the bins in the town, and there were all the books thrown in the bins because if you don't buy it, they don't value it. But we didn't mind. We just took the books, said, yes, they've touched the books. They've had the book. So the mercy, the devotees, we are the living mercy of Krishna. And the more mercy we give out, the more merciful Krishna is towards us. Remember this, okay? A Vaishnava is called Paradukka Dukki. You go out of their way, they will suffer. I remember once I was dropped off in some obscure city somewhere up the northeast of England. I think it was called Darlington. I tell you what, there were no darlings there. So I was dropped off in Darlington, and it was a rainy day. It was a real miserable. I got dropped off with one other devotee, and it was really horrible. It was a horrible day. It was a horrible, the people were horrible. Darlington, I tell you now, there's
Where's your mercy? Where's your mercy?
so the mercy was that I didn't give up. I didn't give up. I sat down a few times. I can tell you now that day. I think I went in the church, the local church, even for a few minutes to have a break. But the thing is, you go to these places, but you still can you can still reach out to people, you see. And by doing that, and we are suffering ourselves. I mean, in Crawley, Crawley, I'll never forget Crawley for the rest of my life. Crawley was the place where Krishna took all my desire to be Krishna conscious away. In Crawley, of all places, Jai. It was Crawley town centre, the big square there. So there I was in Crawley, and I was with Vajendra Kumar Swami, who was Vajendra Kumar Das Brahmachari, and we were all brahmacharis. And he is from Malaysia, and Prabhupada's disciple. And there were 5 of us on the team. On that particular day, all my desire to be a Hare Krishna devotee, to be in ISKCON, everything was stripped off. Everything was taken away. And I was out there. I really didn't want to be there. And you know, the funny thing, I didn't want to be anywhere. I was very confused. I said to the person, the leader of the party, I said, I don't know what's happened. I just don't want to be here. I don't want to do this anymore. He said, stop being mental. On the mental platform. He was really heavy with me. So even he just said, carry on, stop it. Stop speaking rubbish. So those days where we are struggling, even we are suffering ourselves, that's where we get the mercy. So remember this, everyone. Remember, when you're suffering for Krishna, that's when you get the special mercy. Okay? It's not you're going to get the special mercy doing nothing. No, Krishna will test us. Pariksha. The pariksha has to be there, and the pariksha is real in Krishna consciousness. I'm glad I can share this with you, especially the Crawley story, of course. Fareham? Oh, Fareham. Now that is another, I'll tell you about Fareham another day. Do you know where Fareham is? Near Southampton? Oh, there's nothing fair about Fareham. Okay, let's carry on with this wonderful story then. Ramesh Bhai, Bolo Bhai.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Can I read?
Please, Kripya.
From where Sri Uddhava?
Yeah, after Jigna finished.
Sri Uddhava confirmed Lord Krishna's statement.
I think it's Uddhava was attracted.
Just before that, Ramesh.
One paragraph before.
Yeah. Uddhava was attracted by the attitude of the gopi because they were completely attached to Krishna, and he was inspired by the gopi anxiety for Krishna. He offered them his respectful obeisances and composed song in praise of their transcendental qualities as follows. Among all the living entities who have accepted human form of life, the gopi are super excellently successfully in their mission. Their thoughtful is internally observed in the lotus feet of Krishna. Great sages, and we ourselves also try to be absorbed in meditation on the lotus feet of Krishna. But the gopi, having lovingly accepted the Lord, are automatically accustomed to this and do not depend on any yogic practice. The conclusion is that one who has attained the gopi condition of life does not have to take birth as a Lord Brahma or be born in a Brahmana family or be initiated as a Brahmana.
Oh, thank you very much. And that's a very, very important lesson, is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said that Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayo, Das Anudasa. He says, Naham Vipra Nachanarapati Napi Vaishno na Shudro. Naham Vana Chagrihapati Na Banashto Katirva. Kintu Prodhyan Nicholas. And he goes on to explain that I am not a Brahman, I'm not a Vaishya, I'm not a Kshatriya, I'm not a any of these things. I'm not a brahmachari, I'm not a sannyasi. I am simply the servant of the servant, of the servant of the servant, of the servant of the transcendental lover or maintainer of the
for you
gopis.
as well. Okay.
Could you put that in the fridge?
In the fridge. Yeah.
The lover of the gopis of Vrindavan. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that the super excellent quality of devotion and love for Krishna, as exemplified by the gopis, is there's nothing higher. This is the highest perfection of life. So he said that this is the example we should try to follow. And therefore he was giving this love, this quality of love. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving this out. Krishna didn't give this type of love out. Ram didn't. He was Maryad Purushottama. He came as a human being, like an ordinary human being. Ekapatnivartam. He came as an ordinary human being. And other avatars, no other avatar is given this kind of special love for Krishna, Gopi Bhava. Other than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is why we are being given, we're being dished out the highest, the best of the best of the best. We are being given the very, very, very best thing that you can have. But we still don't appreciate it yet. We still don't understand it yet. But we've been given such a great gift from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So very nice. Thank you, Ramesh Bhai. And let's welcome Charnaravinda Prabhu. He's here. Hare Krishna. He's recovering from his heart attack and his sickness that he had in hospital. He's recovering at home, and the carers are coming once, twice, 3 times daily to help him. He's learning how to walk again. He couldn't walk for a while. So Archana, you can do the next paragraph and we'll finish. Go ahead, Archana.
All right, thank you, Prabhuji.
Archana, ek minute. We are starting at 7 o'clock for the last few weeks, okay?
I thought so. When I started, everyone was here, so I thought maybe I'm late. Okay, so next week I'll try.
You're not late, but if you come next week at 6:30, you will be late then.
Okay, I'll try join 7 o'clock then. Yeah, thank you. All right, Hare Krishna. So Sri Uddhava confirmed Lord Krishna's statement in the Bhagavad Gita that one who takes shelter of him for the right purpose, be that person a Sudra, a woman, or a member of a low-grade family, will attain the highest goal of life. The gopis have set the standard of devotion for the whole world. One who follows in the footsteps of gopis by constantly thinking of Krishna can attain the highest perfectional stage of spiritual life. The gopis were born not of any highly cultured family, but of cowherd men, yet they developed the highest love of Krishna, who is the super soul, the supreme personality of Godhead, and the supreme Brahmana. For self-realization or good realization, there is no need to take birth in high family. The only things needed is development of ascetics love of God. For achieving perfection in Krishna consciousness, no qualification is required other than to be constantly engaged in the loving service of Krishna, the supreme nectar, the reservoir of all pleasure. The effect of taking up Krishna's consciousness is just like that of drinking nectar. With or without one's knowledge, it will act. The active principle of Krishna consciousness will equally manifest itself everywhere. It does not matter how and where one has taken his birth. Krishna will bestow his benediction upon anyone who takes to Krishna consciousness without any doubt.
Very nice. These paragraphs are very, very nice here. This is a very, very nice chapter. And this the gopis, they weren't Brahmins. They weren't speaking high language. They weren't sophisticated. They weren't born in so-called wealthy aristocratic families. In fact, being born in such a wealthy aristocratic family as we see in the world today, you could be born in the royal family, or you could be born in wealthy, we call them the name is there. Suchi is Brahmin, and the wealthy are the it's in a shloka and I've forgotten it. But wealthy people, being born with wealth, fame, silver spoon in the mouth, into aristocracy, that can be the very thing that will block you from becoming Krishna conscious. You don't find many wealthy people. Sometimes, Alfred Ford, Ambarish Prabhu, Prabhupada's disciple, he is one of the very rare exceptions of very wealthy people coming into Krishna consciousness. In many cases, the wealth itself, being famous or being whatever, successful, in other words, successful in these are intoxicating, and they block us from coming to Krishna. Still on my mind, that word.
Is it Srimant?
Yes, yes.
Srimant.
Srimat. Yes, it's Srimat, the wealthy people.
Materialist. I would just call materialist.
Yeah, there's another name. I'm thinking of the Sanskrit name. I'm thinking of the shloka actually, but it's too late for that now. It's too late for shlokas now. Archana, you've just finished the session there at 8 o'clock. And we've still got a fair way to go in this chapter. It's a very, very long chapter. This delivery of the message by Uddhava, or Krishna's message to the gopis. But within this chapter is incredible instructions for us to understand. But the real thing is the gopis, though it may be in previous lifetime they've been rishis, and they were Shrutis, personified Vedas, great, personalities. But when they took birth as the gopis, they were extremely simple, uncomplicated, and the only thing they knew was that they loved Krishna, and that is an amazing thing. And as the old song goes by John Lennon, all you need is love. But when they sang that song in 1967, and we were there, I remember we were there. My mom was there in the kitchen doing the dishes, and the radio was on. All you need is love. And that song, it's true, but where is it true? Not in this world. In this world, all you need is love doesn't work. As they found out, the young people got to find out that there's more. This world's too tamasic for love to flourish. But in the spiritual life, that's the very, very only thing you need is love of Krishna. That's the only thing they missed in that song. All you need is love of Krishna, da 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 da. All you need is love of Krishna, da 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 da. That's the only thing they were missing is the love of Krishna. But the
Prabhu.
principle is correct, but the application wasn't perfect. That was the problem with the song. And with all these songs about love, you know, it's there, but it's got to be connected to Krishna. All right, then, Ramesh Bhai, thank you very much. Abar Bhai, Abar. for
Hare
coming.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Jigna, for coming.
Thank you. Hare
And let's
Krishna.
all say a big special Hari Bol to Archana. Hari Bol!
Oh,
The return of the Bakris.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hi, Bol, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Samarani.
you.
Alex,
Thank you for
Prabhu.
the class.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. We'll see you soon.
See you soon, Prabhu.
Hare
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hari Bol
Hare
Chandra.
Krishna. Hare
Hare
Bol.
Krishna, everybody.
Thank you for the class.
Hari Bol. All glory.
Get well soon, Jaravindra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.